So I am back as promised. Took a little bit longer than I had hoped, but I brought with me Cumberland, my new squishy. He's a sausage dog. He's a stress sausage dog. Either way, he's cute. So I thought I would show you him because someone's got to appreciate my sausage dog. So yes, I promised I would be back, and I am. I keep my promises slightly later than planned for a number of reasons. It's kind of exam deadline season at uni, and as much as it pains me to get the masters, I'm actually going to have to do the assignments. It takes a lot of effort, energy, processing, so yes, been running low in that department. In addition to that, another truth is that I cut my own hair, as you can probably tell. My fringe was slightly higher than I would like it. It was about up here. I don't have any eyebrows, you may have noticed. I usually use my fringe to disguise that fact. So yeah, I basically didn't want any evidence of my awful fringe on the internet to follow me for years, so we push things back a bit. Well, how are you actually, to start with? Let me remember my manners. How are you, and how are you really? It's been one hell of a year, hasn't it? So it's okay if you're still taking stock. It's also absolutely fine, even though things are opening up in England. If you're not feeling that yet, please don't feel any pressure to go out just because you can. The same with hugging. Hugging became legal on last Monday. Yeah, I still don't want any hugs. You keep away with not just with your germs, you can keep your germs too, but it's just, no, it's not something that I enjoy. So please don't come and hug me. I will still probably poke you in the ribs. Anyhow, moving on, because I don't want to be arrested. I don't think that counts as GBH, I hope not. Anyway, I said I would do a review on SocialEyes, and that is why I am here. I did a lot of thinking about this, and I don't want people to think that I'm just saying it was amazing because I want you to do it, or because for some reason I would gain something. I don't gain anything from saying that I absolutely loved SocialEyes, and that's the truth. I didn't expect to enjoy it or to get as much from it as I did. It was online, which was in the beginning really tricky, but actually turned out to have a lot of pros. So I moved 3 times during the course and was able to continue going because it was on the computer. I could take it with me each time. The same with communication. I surprisingly struggle sometimes to talk to people, as I'm sure you're not noticing now because I'm just talking. It's just a stream of consciousness. It's very different to interacting. But if I get nervous, then for some reason my words don't like to come out of my mouth. And being online using Zoom meant that I could use the chat box function, which was great. People on my course were also from all over the county, so it saved them a lot of travelling, or saved me a lot of travelling, depending on where it was going to be situated. So those were some pros. Also, if you needed to step away, you could. If you needed to mute for a second, you could. There was a lot more control, I think, and I suppose privacy as well, because there were times when, I found it difficult. There was 1 or 2 times when I got a bit upset, just the realisation of how I'd been presenting myself or how I'd been communicating, and that it was okay to take a step back. People can't see you that clearly. You can turn your video off. There were all these options that weren't or wouldn't necessarily be there in person. So that ended up being a pro. So don't let the computer make the decision for you. Just because it's online, that doesn't mean you can't do it, I promise. I fought that for so long and turned down the opportunity 2 or 3 times just because it was on the computer. Turned out to be fine. I learned so much. It has changed the way I think about communicating, not just in practice. So before, I used to get so anxious talking to anybody, any interaction, particularly strangers, because of this sort of social norm that autistic people can't communicate or communicate badly. And even though I don't believe that for a second, it was still in there. It's still in your head, and you think, I'm gonna mess this up. I'm autistic, I can't do this. And you can. You can do this. You just need maybe a little bit of help, but also a lot more confidence. So now I have Worm. I know how to start a conversation. Hello, how are you? My name's Kirstie. Maybe let them reply. And then we've got weather, we've got occupation, we've got relaxation, we've got media, we've got all these things that I can talk about that I know aren't sensitive topics. And they are incredibly British, so it works very well in this country. Also learned that people like talking about themselves. So just ask them a question and they'll be off for ages, and you can try and think about your next thing to say, which is great. I now feel more confident in knowing what sensitive topics are as well. I've just had to accept that I don't always understand why they're sensitive topics. I don't necessarily think some of them should be sensitive topics, but that's just the way it is for now. We'll take that as a rule and work on that later maybe. Starting and ending conversations have got easier. I'm better at disclosure. I'm not so worried that I will make a mistake, because I learned that we all make mistakes. Even neurotypicals make mistakes socially and relationally. Is that a word? Relationally? It is now. And I have quick fixes. I know how to get myself out of these situations. I know how to apologise, or you don't have to apologise, but it depends what you said or done, I suppose. Yeah, so I'm going to be starting a new year of uni in September. We start in September in the UK. I'm not sure what it's like everywhere else. But I'm a bit more confident that I might make some friends this year, and maybe I'll have some more appropriate discussions or, meaningful interactions, which will be really good. I don't really know what else to say about SocialEyes, other than I would 100% recommend it. And it was broken down into the 8 weeks, as I explained at the beginning. Some of those weeks were more useful than others, I'm not going to lie. For me, talking about interests was the best week, because I got to talk about interests and learn about other people's interests. That was the most interesting. I did learn a lot. However, there were weeks like, I don't even know, personal space. That was a really beneficial week, but I haven't had the chance to practice it yet, so I can't really say how that's going to pan out, because we are in a pandemic. I'm in a different situation to which I would normally be living in, so I haven't had that interaction yet. But I will let you know how it goes. And aside from that, I met some other autistic people, which has been a huge learning experience in itself. It's helped me to identify with them, to empathise, to recognise also what might be autism and how that can make people think and feel. It's just been really validating as well. There was no judgment. I could be myself, absolutely zero masking needed, which is wonderful. And if you can't take part in SocialEyes, because I know it's not funded everywhere, and I appreciate the waiting lists are long, or it might not even be a thing in your country, try and meet some other autistic people, even if that's just online, even if that's just talking through Messenger or watching YouTube videos. I really think and hope that it would help you to feel less alone and less isolated or less broken. That was something I really held, that I was wrong, that I was broken, that everyone else could do these things and I can't. But actually, the people I'm comparing myself against aren't my people. And do I even want to be doing what they're doing? Do I want to get married? Not really. Do I want a child? No, I don't think so. Do I want a stressful job at a high-end corporation? Definitely not. So why am I holding myself against those thoughts? I don't know. So now I'm happier being me and knowing that my way of being is okay. And if other people don't like that, that's all right. Not everyone's going to like you. You just have to accept that. And I suppose as long as I hold within myself that I never really want to do any harm or upset anybody, that's a value I hold. But it might happen. We all have bad days. We all do upset people. We all say the wrong thing. Not just if you're autistic, anybody. We are human. So yeah, I'm really taking away that it's okay to be who I am. And it's okay not to get things right all the time, but just to remove that element of anxiety from the awareness that I do have these skills now, I do have these tools. I'm going to be doing that in my next video. I'm going to show you the flashcards that I got from SocialEyes. I'm also going to go through the questions I was asked and compared against with you next time, because I don't want this video to be super long. If you have any questions about SocialEyes, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. If there's anything surrounding autism you would like me to talk about or reflect upon, let me know as well. I'm thinking about doing something on functioning labels, the diagnostic process, eating and autism, sensory inputs, and also there was another thing. Oh yeah, being autistic and being female, because yeah, we've still got a way to go in terms of research and society there. But overall, this was just a bit of a ramble for me to catch up with you and let you know how I found SocialEyes, and yeah, express that you are okay as you are. If you do get a chance to go on the program, I'm hoping you'll take that away from it. If you don't, well, hear it from me right now. You are okay. You are more than okay. You are brilliant. You're a human being. You are alive on a planet that's just spinning. And you know what? If all you do today is breathe, that is enough, because, oh gosh, breathing is actually quite a complicated process. So well done you. Bye.